And so as we make our way over here, you're going to see Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is a happening place. There's a lot going on here. This whole facility is built on a former landfill, and as you'll be able to tell, over the years, the land has settled significantly in some spots. So there are some areas where I might do some funny things while I'm driving, like right here, and cut across the road. Just follow me, because I know where these front splitters will scrape and where they won't. So if you cut across here over towards the grass line, like that's a much smoother transition. You see that giant TV there? That was, when it was built, the largest HD TV. Of course, Texas, right? Everything's got to be bigger in Texas, so they had to go build a bigger one. But when it was built, it was the largest one. Now, I have to say, they've done some pretty cool stuff in these COVID times. When nobody could go anywhere and do anything, they had drive-in movies, so at least people could get out and stay in their cars or tailgate, be socially distanced. They actually did some concerts there, too. Some pretty big names came. Again, everybody was able to socially distance and stay in their cars. So there's a stiff mile track over there on the right that they run Legends and Bandoleros. There's obviously the entrance to the big speedway there. Inside the speedway, there's a go-kart track. There's a quarter-mile track that they do some racing on. They're getting ready. You'll see a lot going on here. They're getting ready for the auto fair next week. It's a huge event. Car show, kind of almost like a car swap meet type of a thing. It's a really big deal. But, like I said, we're going to make our way on over to VMAX here first. So we'll just kind of cruise nice and easy here, because this is where lots of the humps and bumps and undulations in the road are. Now, as we come down here towards this stop sign, we're going to cross over into the other lane. And obviously don't hit the curb, but we want you to stay right over here along this yellow curb line, because that's a much smoother transition. So again, try not to scrape those front splitters as we go over there. If there's any garbage trucks or anything coming, don't worry. They're going up the hill to the landfill to the right, so you just keep on rolling there. Alright, so we're making our way on under the highway here. As we make our way up the hill, you'll see our FPRS paparazzi up here. That's the friendly photographer that we mentioned. You'll see them, they'll be taking your picture, and you'll get all those pictures at the end of the day. So, smile, wave, put your brave face on, whatever you want for your official pictures there. Then as you come up the hill here, gang, you'll see the dirt track at Charlotte. That is a very fast 4/10-mile clay oval. They don't run a lot of events there at the dirt track, but they do run the big ones, right? So like the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars comes here. They have the dirt finals, the world finals for the Dirt Late Model Championship. 2 weeks ago, the monster trucks were here, the monster jam, so fun stuff going on there. And then as you come around the corner here, you'll see the back side of the grandstand for Z-Max Dragway. When it was built, this was NHRA's only 4-wide drag strip. They have since built a sister track out in Las Vegas, so it's not the only one anymore, but it was the first one. And the 4-wide nationals were here, I think it was back in May. And I brought my kids out for the race, and I will tell you, until you have experienced 4 top fuel dragsters all lined up side by side launching at the same time, there's pretty much no way to describe what it feels like. The ground shakes, the building shakes, the grandstand shakes, your inside shakes. It is unreal. So, very cool thing to experience. Again, we're going to make our U-turn around the fence there. See, Spencer's got the gate open for us, and we'll make our way on down to our course. We're passing by the vehicle dynamics exercise, so you'll be down here working on getting into, through, and out of those corners as best you can. We'll be talking about some of the different modes on the cars. Here's your first test of the day. Can you get through these openings in the cones without hitting them? Those are our skate cars parked there to the left. See, we got the outriggers on there so they can get the cars to lose grip easily with the front tires and the rear tires. That will be the most fun you will have behind the wheel at 18 miles an hour. Well, we're going to make our way on over here to the shutdown lanes for the drag strip. We'll loop on around here, and we'll explain how this is going to work. Alright, drivers, so I realize that we are on a drag strip, alright, which makes people think acceleration.